What's up, guys? JP here with the Leprechaun Fantasy Workshop. I am here today to share a little bit of. Sorry for the off time. Unfortunately, I had a funeral today, so I work third shift. If I've mentioned before on the stream, I really need sleep. So I'm just going a little early so I can get some sleep before work. Um, so I wanted to share a product review of something that's very basic that most people know about, but some people don't, and there's also some extra levels. And then we're going to do a reveal of something that using the products we're talking about. So if you read the description, we're talking about masking tape today, which seems simple enough, but masking tape is one of the biggest key element work tools in a model maker's toolbox. But there's also the old adage, you get what you pay for, but at the same time, there's different levels and different uses for different types and yada yada yada. So I really quickly wanted to get into that. And then we're going to unmasking tape. Sorry, the glare's on. Only the white is showing. My Titanic, it's all masked off. All this stuff here that you can't see, that's masking tape. And then the white is the only part that's actually painted. So we're going to unmask that. So, yeah. A lot more for the channel too. TikTok, I've started posting actual like time-elapsed build videos. And then when I have more of those, I'm going to compilation those together. And I'll start releasing those on YouTube as well. A lot of things I'm trying to learn. I'm not super tech savvy on, knowing how to do this or that with my phone. So I'm kind of learning as I go. So a lot of stuff, but at the same time I'm learning, and modeling and that kind of stuff. So trying to learn a lot, but also show you guys a lot. So we're going to talk about masking tape. And I know it sounds really boring, whatever like that. You got your standard, let me switch cameras so you guys can see what we're talking about here. So in front of me here, I've got a bunch of selections of masking tape. And although it might seem like, oh, well, that's, whatever. A lot of these have different uses that are outstanding, idealistic for ideal situations, and that kind of thing. So you've got your standard M or 3M blue painter's tape, which this stuff's pretty solid. It is pretty pricey. I want to say it's like $6 or $7 a roll, but really good, solid tape. Don't really worry too much about removing the paint that if I'm covering up paint, like with the Titanic, again, I don't know what's underneath here. I'm hoping that I'm not going to have any like major problems, but I don't know. I'm working with, if you watched last episode, the MCW paints, and I've never masked over top of it, and also I'm using their hardener line, so it allows me to it says that it's cured, earlier, so as long as I'm doing anything right, it should be fine. But, we'll figure it out. I'll know it a little bit. So, yeah, blue painter's tape, but you can also use standard masking tape. This is just standard. Again, I think this is all 3M. And here's the example. All this tape here in different widths, and that kind of stuff, I think I bought all this off Amazon for next to nothing. It was a huge value pack. But in my experience using this tape, it does not stick it does not stick very well. So I generally only use this if I'm just trying to cover like large swaths of stuff, which again, these smaller rolls are kind of useless for that. So, I would recommend if you're buying masking tape, go with a company that's pretty solid. 3M. This is not this is not a paid promotion. It's just, but I recommend their products. They're pretty solid. So I use standard masking tape, but this is what I recommend, and this is what I do. And when I start to undo the Titanic, you're going to see it. So here I've got two products. They're made by the same company. It's Tamiya. And they're yellow, tape. They have these cool dispensers that I almost feel like I'm back in grade school and I'm using like the whiteout things. I do not apply masking tape that way, but this stuff is pretty pretty sticky. It's not going to come off. And with this nice roller, it lets me get a good clean line as I'm spooling it out. But really good for if I'm doing straight lines, like if I was doing battle stripes on a tank or something like that. This stuff's really great. This is the stuff that I really like, especially for my ships. Again, you get what you're paid for, so this is a bit pricier. I'd say this is probably the highest of them. $11.50 for this roll here. But this is also made by Tamiya, and it is made for curves. So I don't want to use any of it because it is expensive, but I've used it exclusively on all of my Titanic and all on my U-boat that I'm working on. But you can actually curve this around to give yourself, a good artistic flow on your models. A good for the Titanic, bending around the hulls, going around the curves. That's what I use the white tape for. So I'm going to show you in a practical way of how I use the tape. So let me get this out of the way, and you're going to see how I applied the tape to the Titanic. So it's almost like a backwards fashion. And let me get going here. So first I did apply tape on the inside of the Titanic just because, well, you're never going to see the inside, but I applied tape to the inside because I drilled out the portholes. So I didn't want the paint to go through the portholes in the black, and then when you're looking in there, you'd be like, oh, well, the interior portholes are white. So I just taped up the interior portholes. There's no real aesthetic reason for that. So let me get that off there. I'm just ripping this up because I don't ever reuse masking tape. I don't know if anybody does that, but I don't recommend it. Again, when you're trying to do so much on a model for so long, take the extra work, take the extra product, that kind of stuff. So you guys can't really see it because that, like I said, that curve is white, but the white, in the white line is where I use the Tamiya curve line tape, and I taped that to the line, and then I used standard masking over that. So I want to be as careful as possible. And I know you can see that this white is coming up. That is paint over top of my white masking, the Tamiya. So it looks like the paint job is holding up really well. I'm holding my breath the whole time as I do this, seriously. This is, to be honest with you, this is several days of work of painting this. So, you gotta be careful there too, because the rudder is not glued in, it's not fixed. So let me roll this over. So there you go, all the more reason of my recommendation to the MCW finishes. It really is as advertised. It holds up really well. It looks like a little bit of, I can touch that up later. So there is, I will show you here, you can see a little bit of the white I didn't pat down all the masking well enough, but that's all right. So if you can see here, it's really hard to see, but there's a white line that meets up between, that is the masking of my, so let me find an edge here and we'll start. Alright, this is the make or break moment, guys. Oh, look at that. It's just clean. Oh, that's great. Hold on, we're... this Tamiya tape is just outstanding, really. Alright, so that's our white section here. Ignore my air compressor. I love undoing these. It's like opening a present on Christmas. Unless I have mistakes and problems, but so far I couldn't be happier. So far. I don't want to say, if I say it's perfect or something like that, then something bad's going to happen. This is how it is. And I am overcautious. I did tape up the entire bottom. I'm sure I could have used paper or something, but masking tape's a couple bucks a roll. I am trying to be careful of when I'm pulling this. I don't want to just rip it. It's not like a Band-Aid. Don't just tear it off. Alright, I gotta be careful here because I do have the propellers and the rudder. The rudder is moving, so I gotta be careful here. Again, you can see my white line from laying down the line earlier for the black. And mind you, these colors here, there will be weathering and that kind of stuff done later, so you're not going to have these solid colors of... It just doesn't look realistic when it's just... nothing in nature is perfectly clean. I plan on doing... There's little coal doors around the sides. I plan on hitting those up to give it an off shot of what coal dust looks like it's been coaled up. I'm just going to cut that. Oh, that looks so good. Again, I'm not just ripping it off. I'm giving it a nice slow tug. But yeah, guys, this is the whole thing. If you do the prep work beforehand, you take the time, you can have a great result. And it'll save you so much work down the line too. But yeah, there you go. That is the haul for the most part done. And I couldn't be happier. It looks great. So, well, guys, let me switch back to cameras. Oh, what just happened? Sorry, didn't switch the camera right. Technical difficulties. So, guys, that's it. Like I said, it looks absolutely outstanding. Just couldn't be happier. And like I said, I'll be darkening up areas and that, giving it less of a uniform look. But again, couldn't be happier. It came out great. But that's it for today. Like I said, take your time when you're doing if you do the prep work before you paint, it will pay 10 times, tenfold of the dividends in the long run. It's just well worth it. Still a lot of stuff going on. Still doing the U-boat build. I did kind of finish the tractor, but doing more on that, working on a trailer. So I got a whole bunch of other stuff going. So, and if you guys follow us on TikTok, we're just leprechaun_workshop on TikTok. I've been doing compilation videos there as well. And like I said, I plan on releasing big edited videos as well of builds and time lapse. So, but that's it for today. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to bed, and I will see you in the next one. This is JP for the Leprechaun Fantasy Workshop signing off. See you guys. Let your paintbrush tell your story.